I've always had a passion for writing. And as a single mom, I noticed we get a lot of negative narrative. We always struggle, and everyone paints a picture of the struggling single mom. And I wanted to do something different because there are a lot of single moms not struggling, doing a great job with their kids, successful themselves. And so actually a few years ago, a mom that was a married lady that was on the football team with my son, she's like, you really need to write a book. And I looked at her like, huh? Like, me write a book? Who's gonna listen to me? But she told me that, and I put it off for a long time because I wanted to write a book about the experience of losing my sister. I lost my sister. I was pregnant with my son 13 years ago, and I wanted to talk about that. And every time I write, I got really emotional and I never could finish. And for the last year, I was like, maybe I do need to write on single moms because there's a lot of single moms needing encouragement. But I didn't have time because, you know, single moms are always busy, always something. And then 2020 comes. And January, I did my vision board. I had the book back on there. I was like, I'm going to get this done this year. I'm going to get it done. And then I stayed busy, and March approached and lockdown in Texas. We couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't even go to work. All the extracurricular activities were canceled. And I'm just like, God, what are you doing? Like, because I try to look for the positive in everything. I know a lot of people were complaining. We were dealing with the racial issues. It was so much going on. And I found myself, I was like, I'm going to write my book. Like I was like, let me write my chapters first. I started writing the titles of my chapters. And I said, this was March. I said, I want this done by Mother's Day. And my mom was like, you gonna get that done? I said, yeah, I'm gonna have my book done and I'm gonna have this out for Mother's Day because this is gonna be my gift to single moms. And I started writing, then I started researching. I'm like, I don't know any publishers. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know any publishers and I didn't know any editors. So I made a post on Facebook. If anyone know of an editor, I have a deadline to meet. I'm writing a book. Thank God for church friends. A church friend reached out. She's like, girl, that's what I do on the side. I'm going to help you get this done. I was like, man, God, you working this out. So I finished my book in 4 weeks. I typed it up, had it done in 4 weeks. I sent it over to her to edit it. She had that done in 2 weeks. And I ended up self-publishing with Barnes & Noble, which the process was amazing. I hired a guy to create my cover. I told him what I wanted. And because, of course, of COVID, you couldn't really go anywhere. So I had my son do me a little mini photo shoot in our living room for my cover of my book. And so everyone's asking, who took your pictures? I'm like, my son.
Wow.
Like everything my son is 14.
Oh, no, show us your cover.
See, here's the cover.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah, he did my pictures for my book for me, and like everything just went together so smoothly. I uploaded everything. It was actually released on Mother's Day as planned, and the support was just overwhelming. Like I became overnight the best-selling Black author for autobiography, and I was just mind blown.
Congratulations.
I couldn't believe it. Thank you. And I think my mission was I just want to encourage one more person because this year has been hard on a lot of people. It's a lot of people impacted in so many different ways. And I always feel that we're put here for a purpose. And once you find that purpose, you need to live it. And my purpose, I'm like, I didn't plan on being a single mom. I talked about in my book, no one little girl grows up and say, I want to grow up and be a single mom. Life happens and you got to take the hand that's dealt and make the best of it. So that's what I'm doing. It has taken off. Like I have people all over reaching out. I've sold, I want to say like 360 copies. I wasn't even expecting that. I was like, wow. The people that are reaching out, a lady, in fact, last week living in Louisiana reached out. She's like, I'm sitting here with the hurricane with no lights and I'm reading your book and I have peace. And I'm just like, yes, somebody, like I've encouraged somebody, like my mission. And I actually sent her a copy free of charge because I always read people's stories and I saw she was having a hard time. So I mailed her a copy of the book as a blessing and it helped her. And it's just really, like I say, I wanted to be encouraged the next mom. So that's what my book is about. And it's just, like I say, this year, the first 6 months of this year was rough, but I spoke it. I was like, God, okay, I got through these first 6 months. I'm going to turn it around the last 6 months. And between my book, I'm like, okay, I got my book done. I'm like, I can go achieve another goal. So it's always been a passion. I wrote it in my book. The political side, like I always wanted to fight for civil rights. And I stopped going to school because of my kids. And now I just went in August and submitted my application for the school board position. And I'm on the ballot running and have support. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh,
Wow.
somebody with a high school diploma is running for the school board for the children because I love kids. And people are listening to me. They're not judging me. I have different races, different political backgrounds, people supporting me and pushing me. And I'm just like, to see this come to pass and to see my children know you can do anything you put your mind to. Don't let anyone judge you or put you at a certain level because of difficulties or things you've been through. So I think that right there has just been, like I say, 2020 was actually God giving me time to do what I've been wanting to do, but never had time to do because we put everybody else, everything else first. So,
Yep.
And when I saw you, I was like, oh, I would love to talk, because Sip and Flip, I love the name. Like, I love to read too. So, and I was telling my friends, I'm like, she started a book club. We got to get in on this because we love good quality books. And as you said, it's not that much for us. So to have this, look, I'm praying blessings on top of blessings, increase.
Thank you.
Everything for you, because this is amazing and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, thanks for joining us. To start writing and finish a book and get it published in 2 months is amazing. God bless. That is amazing. One of my questions was, did you experience writer's block? But I guess that's a no.
No, it was so easy talking about what you go through every day. It was just flowing. In fact, I had to go cut some stuff. I'm like, oh, that's too much.
So what does your writing space look like? Or do you have a writing space, or do you just write on your phone, on the go?
In the bed, in the recliner, on the couch, on a bar stool. I just kept my laptop with me and was just writing. I started out doing it on pen and paper, and I think that's what I was doing last year. I didn't get far, but I saw that by writing it online on my laptop, it was just flowing. Like, I guess because after you get your chapters, I started writing my chapters, and I was like, okay, let's do this today. Like, I didn't do them in sequence. I started on one. I think my first chapter was like that I completed was one of the last chapters of the book, because I had just went through that, and I was still going through that pain, still going through that hurt. So that's how it was.
Right. So you just wrote and then you put it in order afterwards.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's good. And what do you hope readers take away from your book?
I hope readers take away that you can plan life, but things happen, and that's okay. It's okay. It's all for a reason. God has a plan and purpose. You can still achieve your goals. In fact, I'll read my back cover. I wrote, if I had allowed my disappointments, delays, and disadvantages to take precedent over my destiny, desires, and dreams, then I would have been defeated a long time ago. Never allow your present dilemma to co-sign your future. And that's what I want the ladies to know. Even single dads, they've reached out. I was like, you need to write a book. I'm encouraging them because I can only imagine their side is different than ours. So, But that's what I want. Never give up on yourself, ever, regardless of what happens. Don't ever give up on you.
Well, I'll be looking forward to reading the book. I'm going to send you my review. I'm going to send you the stars, my rating, everything. Where can we purchase your book?
It's available on Barnes & Noble and also on Amazon.
And tell us your social media.
Miesha Weaver. And once you click that, you'll see my book. I have a separate page, author Miesha Weaver. It's separate from my personal, but I'm so friendly. I'm friends. I try to be friends with everybody. I'm like, it's really no difference. You're going to get me on both pages. So
Yes. And are you working on a second book?
I am working on a second book. Actually, my son was asking me that, and it's actually going to be called Chapter 2020. And I'm going to talk about this year and everything I've the heartaches, and then the bright side of it. So it is, and I actually hope, I'm like, I got to get through December, but it's going to be out next year.
Okay. I think that's another thing too. Like a lot of us have experienced a lot of negative in 2020, but it is an opportunity for us to sit down, to sit still, and like you said, to do what we never had a chance to do. Okay. Are you a reader? Or
I am a reader.
Right. Okay. And what type of books do you like to read?
I like autobiographies. I like crime novels. I just like reading people's stories. I'm big on stories. And growing up though, I don't know if you know the name Mildred Taylor. When I was younger, Mildred Taylor was all her books were like they were stories about growing up, I guess, during post-slavery times. And the characters were just so amazing. And I was trying to get my daughter, like, Mama, don't nobody read that. That's 1920. I was like, look, I am not that old. But see, those are my books. Anything about us, I just absolutely love. So people stories. Actually, I need to finish Michelle Obama's book. I have not finished it. Okay. Now, like I just said, I have time to do it. I want to read that. But I love hearing people's stories of how they've been through things and have overcome. Like I say, crime novels. I love those. Love mysteries. And again, I said I love Mildred Taylor. I don't even know if we have a modern day Mildred Taylor, but she was growing up was one of my favorites.
Okay, that was one of the questions too. I have to look her up because I haven't read any of her books. Now, is there anything else that you want to tell us about your book? You can hold it up for us again so we can see that nice cover.
Yes, I will give y'all the titles of the chapters.
Yes.
Okay. I have chapter 1, I'm pregnant, telling my journey of I had to tell my parents I was pregnant. Chapter 2 is wake up call. I think a lot of women can relate to having that wake up call. You finally realize. Next chapter is no looking back. When you make the decision not to look back, to look forward. The next chapter is don't settle. Then I have sacrifices, raising a boy, youth sports, child support, dating with kids, after the pain, self-care, when my kids grow up. Then I have a letter, dear absent dad, and then a letter, dear mamas.
I need this book. I need this book immediately.
Look, single mom. I'm going today to mail you some copies.
Now I'm going to purchase it. I'm going to purchase it on Amazon as soon as we hang up because I know the struggle.
Yeah.
Definitely. Tell us, what age did you get pregnant at?
I was pregnant at 19.
19? Okay.
Yes.
And how many kids do you have now?
I have 3. I was pregnant with my son at 19. All my kids have the same father. And then I was pregnant with my daughter's twins. I'm telling you, it's in the book. I was like, wait, what? Yes. Oh, God, what is you doing? And it's funny because my sister wanted twins. And I feel like God I got her through them. Like one of my twins is just like me and one is just like my sister.
Really?
And I just noticed this past week, I kept calling my daughter by my sister's name. I'm like, God, you really work in mysterious ways. Like it is just insane how much they are. I'm like, if she wanted twins, I didn't want no twins. Like,
are they identical twins? Identical?
No, they're fraternal. They're like night and day.
Okay.
I have one chocolate and one vanilla. Aww. Yes.
And how old are they?
They are now 12. So we getting into them preteen hormones and attitudes. It is a fun time right now.
That's a whole nother book, right?
Yes.
I always wanted twins. Well, I said I always wanted twins, but I'm good. I have one and I say one and done.
One and done? You have a boy or a girl?
Boy, he's 8. Yeah.
Boys, and that mother-son bond is something you can't even describe. Like my girls sometimes I'm like, you don't understand. It's my mom, she didn't have boys. And she's like, I wish I would have had a boy because y'all's bond, like that's your backbone. I was like, yeah.
Yes.
So that's, boys are blessed. Oh,
well, thank you so much for joining us. This was such a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Like, look, I'm excited. I gotta go join. I'm gonna tell my friends, I'm gonna send them the link. We all join in the Sip and Flip Book Club. I'm gonna send you some books to actually send maybe to some people that you know, like some single moms, just to be a blessing to them. So I'm gonna do that today. And again, I really appreciate it. Keep going forward. Look, I'm hoping you end up with chapters everywhere, like y'all expand. International.
Thank you. Yes,
we're everywhere.
We have some members in South Africa.
Oh.
We have a couple of members in, I forget the names, but we have a couple of members out that are in different countries. And nice to meet you, Miesha.
You too. I love you. Have a great day.
You too.
Keep pushing. Look, you got another sister now.
Thank you.
Thank